Liverpool Football Club, Jurgen Klopp. There is so much to discuss here. I have been a devotee of Jurgen Klopp. I have said that he is the answer to whatever problems are facing Liverpool, but I'm wondering if that is still the case. Helping me explore this is the wonderful Ade Oladipo. Ade, thank you for joining me. This could be torture for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Do me a favour, make sure you subscribe to Ade's YouTube channel. The link is in the description below. Ade, we might as well go straight into it. In the past, when we've spoken about Liverpool, where they're going to end up, I've constantly said Liverpool get top four. I've constantly said it, and you've often queried it. I think I'm wrong. I don't think they will get top four now.
No.
Do you not?
No. And there was a time 4 weeks ago where I said we are going to get top four. I said if we go to St James's Park, we bash Newcastle. We did that. I was like, I started looking at the table and I started working it all out. And I was thinking, 1 second, we can get top four here. You know, Gakpo started scoring. Nunez, I thought, this is all now starting to bubble up nicely. We're only missing a couple of midfielders and we're back. We're not back. You know, so many false dawns. And I think we've seen it when we play the really good sides. Going to the Bernabeu and Real Madrid just smacking us. Just literally take that. And then Man City just, taking our pants down and smacking us as well. We're just rubbish right now. We are so poor. It's horrible. When you go to the subs bench and you bring on Ox and you bring on Milner, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Leicester City ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Okay. I don't even think the Ox will get a run out of Fulham.
Yeah.
How Liverpool Football Club, and I'm not digging him, it's not just him, but how that's our options off the bench at the Etihad.
Do you know this season, right? Every time it's happened, I remember when Liverpool got battered at Bournemouth, and I was like, it's an anomaly. And then there was that sort of bruising, uncomfortable day when you played Bournemouth. Yeah. And I was like, okay, those things happen in football. And then obviously at the beginning of the season, there was Fulham. I was like, it's the first day of the season. And I've constantly made excuses. Do you know what? Off the back of the Wolves game shocked me. But the Man City game, that second half, there was a time, and in my head, I still see it as Klopp Guardiola. I still see it as Liverpool Man City. Yeah. But that 45 minutes... they're a million miles away from you. They're not in the same league as you anymore. No. They've gone, and you haven't even stagnated. You've regressed. That's
the thing. They've gone, and then look, some will say it's not the same City side it's been for the last couple of years. So some might even say they've dropped off, a couple of percent. We've dropped off 50. We're 30 points behind Arsenal, man.
Yeah.
Liverpool are 30 points behind Arsenal. How? Liverpool fans are so I'm a Liverpool fan, but they're so you can't have a Klopp conversation. It's not, there has to, why can't there be a percentage of blame to Klopp? Yeah. Percentage of blame to the owners and the board. Yes, of course, that takes quite a large of it. Percentage of blame to the players. But there seems to be nope, can't blame him. He's got things wrong. The Trent thing. Grealish had his way with Trent. Yeah. Can't defend. You've got a right back that can't defend. Yeah. Robertson's bombing up and down like we're 7-0 up. Yeah. Van Dijk's legs look like they're slowed down completely. And as I say, you're bringing on Milner. There was talks about a Milner contract extension. I'm like, what are we doing?
But
what are we doing? Why is Milner a contract? Why are we having that conversation?
So the question, though, is it Klopp? Because I'm prepared to have that conversation now, which feels so weird, right? But also, what we know about Jurgen Klopp is we know how he wants to play the game. Yeah. Heavy metal football. Yeah. So to play heavy metal, you need... really wicked loud guitars and you need drums and he's got a flute. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't got the tools that you need to play heavy metal football.
You know the problem for Klopp, and he's almost created a rod for his own back. He's been able to find these players that play heavy football for not big money. Yeah. Obviously, Alisson and Van Dijk were big money, and people will argue that, and you are correct. But there's been others that have almost evolved into world-class players and you got them on the cheap. Gini Wijnaldum on the cheap, Andy Robertson on the cheap. In hindsight, Mo Salah and Mane not too expensive, considering how far they went with their careers. So it's almost like the board have thought, well, no, we don't need to give you 70 or 80. You can find them for 25, 30, and he's not been able to find them. He's struggled to find these players that can continue to take it all the way to the top. That's partly down to him though. Klopp gets paid big money at Liverpool. He's one of the top managers in the world. And look, this season, he's just not got it right. And every time we have a defeat like this, it's almost like, we're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. Well, you're not getting it right, Jurgen.
Do you know, at one point, you and I would say that Jude Bellingham signs for Liverpool and everything kind of changes.
No chance.
If Jude Bellingham, I don't think he signs for Liverpool anymore, but if he does sign for Liverpool, I don't think that he alone now solves the problem anyway.
Of course he's not. He's not... It's funny, I was watching, I think Adam McCullough was doing a bit on your show with Boovie, and I think McCullough was like, he's not that good, calm down everyone. And I was like, well, he's good. But he's right. This guy isn't. We done a video about Chelsea talking about Zidane. He's not Zidane. Do you know what I mean? He's not Seedorf. He's not all at Pirlo. I think we're almost thinking of him like he's going to be our next Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
He needs help. If I'm Jude, I'm like, I need some help. Like, who else is in the midfield helping me? Is it going to be Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago?
Yeah.
We need 3. We need 3 or 4 in there. So that 110 million, I don't even want Jude. I'll be honest, because if it's just we only can get Jude, I'd rather you spread that over 4 players or 3
If you're going to
players.
spend over 100 million, get 2 at least.
Yeah, get 2.
Yeah.
Like the way Arsenal gone and got Trossard, who's just blown their minds. You know what I mean? Exactly, right?
Yeah, Trossard.
Give me some of that. We've got a big problem. Honestly, we've got a really big problem.
Yeah, it's delusional, isn't it? Yeah. To say that Jude Bellingham comes in and changes the entire fortunes of Liverpool is as delusional as when we were kids. Do you remember when it was sign Paul Ince and the 90s problems go away and Liverpool?
Everything. He'll do everything. He'll run around and do everyone. It's not like that. I was looking at Alisson as the goals were going in, as he was making save after save. He saved one from Grealish. He cut in on Trent and saved it. And he looked at Trent, Alisson, and he's obviously a very religious man. But I'm telling you now, for about a minute in his head there, he wanted to be unreligious. Really? He wanted furious. He looks like he was ready to say every word under the sun to Trent. And he almost just went, I'm tired of doing I'm tired. Like, honestly, if someone came in for him, they don't really come in for goalkeepers, do they?
No.
Like, Salah's been linked. Honestly, Alisson's the kind of player, I feel like if someone came in for him, he'd be like, I might jump ship here. Because I'm doing everything I can do.
Yeah.
And we're 9th.
Yeah.
Again, with 30 points.
Well, this is the thing, right? You know Chelsea. Chelsea are looking for a third manager this season. Chelsea have been in crisis, right? Think about the club, say the last year. This time last year, the Abramovich stuff was starting, and look at where we are now. It's only 4 points between us. And we're still in the European Cup and you're not. You think, hang on a minute, Chelsea are having this, disastrous season. And if Chelsea beat Liverpool when we play in a couple of days' time...
Take us.
Well, it'd be a point in it.
A point in it.
Be a point in it.
I think the only difference is the money in it. I think that's the only difference. It's a big difference as well. You spend quite a bit of money, but it just looks all wrong.
But all the players that Liverpool have signed?
Yeah.
So the rebuild has started, effectively. You've got Nunez, Konate, Gakpo, Diaz was part of the new...
I like them. I do like a
few
of them. I do.
Do you think it's okay? Like Diaz. Next year, are you going to... it just sounds ridiculous for me to ask you that question. I was going to say,
what was the question?
Compete for the league.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. No, we don't bridge that gap with... We don't bridge a 30-point, could be more by the time the season is. You don't bridge a 40-point gap to the top boys. You just don't. The Trent one's a big one. I feel like I'm digging Trent here, but I've got to start digging him. Because that boy cannot defend, and it's all right when we're heavy metal football when we've got the majority of the possession. When we don't need a defender in there, he can't defend. Robertson's looking, but Van Dijk, who skinned Van? He couldn't catch up to De Bruyne.
It's De Bruyne.
Yeah, and I was like, you can't catch De Bruyne.
It was De Bruyne.
De Bruyne ain't rapid.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there was a moment when did you see Grealish defending? Salah. He's just like, how's Grealish done that? They wouldn't. I remember the Salah in my head. Do you remember? I think it was when they were playing at Old Trafford, and it was that Dan James tried to take the ball off Salah. Dan James couldn't, and he's
too strong upper body. Get off me,
Like Grealish. Look, Grealish can have some, but Salah was one of the best in the world for that, and it just seems like it's all dropped off.
Can I ask you about the Klopp thing? Look, because I've got obviously a Klopp picture just behind you. I keep looking over it.
Yeah. He's looking at you, man. He's
not
enjoying this.
Don't do this, Ade. Don't do this to me. Don't do this. What do you think with Klopp? Do you think it's just done?
I still think that he is one of the best managers in the world.
Yeah.
I still think that his next job will be one of the best clubs in the world. I would still say that if he were available, Bayern Munich would have appointed him. I think they would see him as the best German-speaking manager in the world, without a doubt. However, I think you can be phenomenal, elite, go on to win European Cups, but your time at a particular club is over.
It can happen.
It can happen. Just a shelf life. When Chelsea sacked Mourinho 2007... Mourinho won the treble with Inter a few years later. So he was clearly a top manager.
A good shout. I like this.
But his time at that point at Chelsea, it was over. It had ended.
And that's why I think really hardcore Liverpool fan that we had no success before he came. Brendan Rodgers kind of took us to a certain level and it fell off. Because Klopp has given us that success, it's almost like because of the pain of Hodgson and Kenny Dalglish, it was like, oh no, we've got to keep Klopp because we've had success and we know what it feels like. Mate, it's not.
Yeah.
You can't be 30. Any other top club, and I'm not saying he should be sacked, by the way, because I don't want him to be sacked. I want to get that out. but any other top club would have sacked him. I'm telling you now, any other top manager at a club who's 30 points behind the leaders is getting sacked. Nagelsmann at Bayern Munich, a little drop off, get out. Tuchel, out. Mourinho, out. Everyone, no manager is surviving 30 points behind the leaders. No manager is surviving that.
I do agree. So Liverpool's season now, basically, right?
Now, please.
Arsenal and Chelsea coming up. Is that?
Oh God.
Is that top four, like win those two and top four? But
no,
you're giving up on it.
Yeah, I expect us to get battered, not by Chelsea.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
Chelsea, bad time though. You could Potter's Chelsea. I think you win. Suddenly, it's unpredictable.
Stamford Bridge at Anfield.
It's Stamford Bridge. It's unpredictable. It's not that Chelsea are any good at the moment, but
Liverpool can only give you 20 minutes. Liverpool are pretty much like a boxer towards the end that has a puncher's chance. They will give you a good 20-minute burst, and then that's it. And then if you can handle that, then you're going to win.
Fascinating. It's fascinating. I'd be inclined to say back Klopp or part way. And when I say back him, I mean give him 300 million quid or say thank you for everything. Because there's no point. What you can't do, it's unsustainable to expect him to pull these diamonds in the rough out of the bag all the time and polish them and make them the best footballer in the world. It's impossible.
I know we're going to end here quickly. I feel like Liverpool fans would, and I would agree with that, but we're ninth. We're not. So even though he hasn't been backed, with the players that he still has right at the club right now, this club should not be 30 points off. 10 points off, 15. I'd say, okay, look, we need to bridge that gap there. You can't be 30 points off out of every trophy. And not that, but getting smacked out of every trophy as well. That drop-off's too much, regardless of being backed or not. Are you going to tell me that Fulham have a better squad than Liverpool? Or Brighton?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
mean? No, I agree.
Imagine what their manager's saying when we're talking about being backed.
Yeah.
What's Marco Silva? You know what I mean? How can we be that far off? No.
I know. It's fascinating. Thank you for watching this video. We really do appreciate it. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Really interested to hear what you have to say. As always, please make sure that you subscribe to Adeola Depot's YouTube channel. The link is in the description below. Some fantastic content over there. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in a bit.